Welcome to our beginner's yoga class today. You'll want to have some blocks to hand to make sure that you're supporting and empowering your practice. So I have 2 yoga blocks today. You can also use some books of a similar size and a pillow, which is nice to bring under the knees if they ever feel like they need a bit of support. Let's go ahead and get started on our backs today. And if you want, you can bring that pillow under your head just to make it a little bit cozier. Bring your feet about as wide as your mat, your knees together if that feels good. Bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Tuck your chin just a little bit towards the chest so the back of the neck is lengthening. And if it feels available to you, close your eyes and mouth and begin to focus your attention on your breath. Begin to observe what your breath feels like today as it moves in and out of your body. And try not to alter the breath yet. Instead, just notice its unique quality, its unique rhythm today. Notice where you feel a sense of expansion on your inhale. And notice where you can find a further softening, a subtle release on your exhale. Use this awareness of the breath to ground you down into the present moment. Anything you may have carried onto your mat with you today, any to-do lists, responsibilities, stressors, each exhale, see if you can let these things go. Finding pockets of stillness and presence through this breath awareness. And then let's consciously deepen our breath now, drawing your inhale down into your belly. Let's start with a 4-second inhale and a 4-second exhale. On the inhale, think about filling the lowest corners of your lungs. And on the exhale, fully and slowly release all of that breath. Try and maintain a sense of ease with each cycle of breath, while also cultivating depth. Each cycle of breath is slightly different than the one before it. If it feels available, try and bring your breath up to 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And see if you can begin to direct that breath a little bit more into the back of your body now. Can you feel the skin across your back move in response to your breath? Can you feel your rib cage along the back expanding and contracting with the breath? On your next inhale, make it the deepest thus far. Fill from your belly all the way up into the chest and the throat, and then open the mouth, let it all go. Lovely. Inhale, open your eyes. Let's get rid of the pillow for now, and the head comes down to the floor. Reach your arms overhead, stretch through your fingertips, palms face the ceiling, push into your heels, and draw your low back to the floor. So you're stamping the low back down. Yeah, that's it, nice. And then we're gonna grab opposite elbows, reach your elbows away from your head, and notice if you're arching or lifting in the back, try and push those low ribs to the floor. Yeah, so there's no space between your body and the floor, between your back, I should say. And then switch the cross of your arms, so the opposite one is on top, and keep reaching, keep lengthening both sides of the body, pushing into the heels. Take a deep inhale, and exhale, softly release your arms down by your hips, hands next to the hips. Walk your feet back so they're under your knees and about hip distance apart, hands down on the floor. Let's bring the hands to the pelvis. Find these little bony hip bones here in the front of your pelvis, and then you're going to draw those hip bones back towards the floor so that you stamp your low back to the mat. Bring your hands down, keep that subtle engagement through the pelvis, and as you exhale, let's lift the bum up and engage your glutes. Yeah. Think about tugging your heels back towards your shoulders so the hamstrings are engaging. Tuck the chin just a bit more to the chest so you're not overdoing it in the neck there. And then gently lower on down. Take your time. Nice, let's do that again. Exhale, lift up. Use your glutes to lift the hips. Engage. Maybe even give them a little feel. Just give your booty a little feel. Just see if those muscles are on. Yeah, give them a little poke. Make sure they're firing. Yeah. And then gently lower down. Oh. Nice. Just one more time. Exhale, lift up. This time, bring your hands to the front of the hip if you can, and push your hands down into those hip points as you lift the hips up. So you're trying to find the balance between those two forces. You're making yourself work a little harder, creating some resistance. You should feel it a little more. Give me a thumbs up if you feel it a little more. Yeah, good. And then lower all the way down. Oh, nice. Yeah, exactly. And then just bring those knees in. That's going to be that natural movement. Yeah, just bring them in so those glutes get a nice stretch now. Take easy movement side to side, little circles one way, and little circles the other way. Should feel good. Nice. And then you're going to bring your hands onto those corresponding knees. So left hand, left knee, right hand, right knee. Try and keep your low back stamped to the floor so the pelvis isn't rocking. We're going to isolate this movement to those hips, so just the legs moving. We're going to open the knees wide, bringing them apart. Push your legs forward so your arms straighten. Bring them together, and then bring them back towards the belly. Keep that going, so you're just opening wide, pushing away, and drawing together. That's it. Nice little circle here. And again, notice if your low back is lifting, a little engagement is needed to keep it stamped down. And then we'll take those circles the other way. So you'll just start bringing your knees together, pushing them forward, bringing them apart, and bringing them together. Just notice what's going on through those hip sockets right now. How are the hips feeling? Keep enough engagement through the front body that that low back is stamped on the floor. Like you're pushing a piece of paper down to the mat. Ooh, nice. Just give it one more round here. And when you're ready, bring your knees in. Give yourselves a little squeeze. Nice. And then we're just going to circle our ankles one way, 3 times. I don't know if you can hear my toes cracking, but they are so crackly. I can never sneak up on anybody. And then we'll go the other way. They always give me away. My ankles, my toes, they're always just making up a firestorm of noise. Oh, nice. And then let's just bring those legs down, or feet down, I should say. Feet down, knees bent. We're going to lift the left leg up. Keep the left leg up approximately parallel to the floor. So the left shin parallel, that's it. And just push it out a little bit further away. It's easier to have it tucked in So you need a little more core work to push it away. And then we're just gonna turn the knee in and out. So we're just rotating in that hip socket. Yeah, beautiful. So we're doing internal and then external rotation of that thigh. And try and come to the full end range. Give your ankle a little flex here. So we're keeping the ankle in line with the knee. Nice. It may seem like a simple movement, but really good to keep the hip healthy and happy. And then we're going to externally rotate, so the knee moves out and the foot moves in, and we'll cross the left shin over the right thigh for a little figure four. Keep flexing through that left foot, spread your toes and push through the ball of that big toe joint. Engage just enough so you feel these outer hip muscles here firing, that glute medius and minimus. Notice how this feels, and either just hang out here, or an option is to lift your bottom leg up and catch behind your right thigh. But remember, this is just an option, it is not mandatory. See how that feels. If it's too much or causes any discomfort in the knee, come down, soften through the shoulders, and then gently move your right leg out to the right side, just a smidge, and then pull that knee in just a little closer to the right shoulder. See how that feels? Keep that engagement through that left leg, so you're still pushing the left leg into the right thigh to create resistance. You doing okay over there? Yeah, okay. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. And then gently, we're gonna lower those feet down. Oh. Ooh. Bring your feet about as wide as your mat, arms wide, and just give your legs a little windshield wiper action side to side. Should feel really nice. Just massaging through the glutes and through the low back. Keep breathing into your belly and into those low ribs here, using the diaphragm and those other primary breathing muscles. Oh yeah. Come back to a neutral position. Plant your feet down. Go ahead and lift your right leg up. And notice right away you'll want to pull the knee in. So just allow it to come forward a little more. So that's just recruiting your core, or the front of the core a little more. And then we're just going to turn that knee in and out. Yeah, so you're drawing it in and out. So we're moving through internal and external rotation of the hip. And remember, for any joint to be happy and healthy, you want to take it through its full range. So that's what we're doing today for those hips. And then we'll move into that external rotation. So the knee is out, the foot slightly in. Cross your right leg over the left and push through that big toe of the right foot. So try and spread those toes. Yeah, beautiful spread toes. Love that. Push your right shin into that left thigh. See how this is feeling. And remember, you can just hang out here. If you're already feeling a lot of sensation, just stay. There's no need to change. But if you want a little more and the body's ready for that, option to pick up that left leg and catch behind the left thigh. But remember, that's just an option, not something that is mandatory. In fact, all of these movements today are just options. Just choosing what feels appropriate for you. Make sure you're still breathing steadily. You're not clenching the jaw or furrowing the brow is quite normal as we try to get our bodies into a deep stretch. It doesn't have to be so deep. And let's take a deep inhale and exhale. Softly bring both feet down to the floor. And then we're just going to roll onto one side, whichever side you fancy, and gently push up into a seat. Nice. We're just going to cross the legs and come into a table position. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to start to mobilize through the spine here. So we're going to move through some cat-cow. So try and keep your shoulders engaged so they're not lifting up into the ears, but you're still pushing into the hands. Take a deep inhale and you're going to drop the belly, lengthen the sternum, and think about tugging your hands back to your hips. As you exhale, you'll round the back, move the shoulders apart, and push your hands away from your knees. Just keep this going now with your own breath. And it may feel really nice to close your eyes here so you can focus all of your awareness on the sensations arising from this movement. Remember, if you keep the eyes open, you're still going to have that visual feedback kind of interfering with your awareness of the body. And then when you're ready, we'll meet in a neutral position. Engage through the low belly. Plant that right hand down firmly, and we're going to bring the left hand to the sacrum, which is the very base of the spine. Nice. As you exhale, we're going to lift that left shoulder up. And as you inhale, we're just going to turn to face the floor. Exhale, you're going to lift and twist. That's it. Move a little slower. Inhale, roll down. A little bit slower. Use the full exhale to lift you up. And hold it here. Option to lift your left arm up to the ceiling and reach through the fingers. Just an option. Palm facing the same direction as your nose. That makes sense? To the left? Yeah, that makes sense. And then gently bring it down. Oof. Nicely done. Take it back for a moment into a child's pose. So move your bum back towards your knees, towards your heels. And it may feel really good to flip your palms up to the ceiling here and just take several deep breaths down into the belly and into the rib cage here. So really focus on the movement of the ribs, encouraging more movement through the rib cage. Those muscles between the ribs can get a bit stiff. And we really want those muscles to be moving as much as possible to encourage healthy and full breath, an effective breath. Take a deep inhale in, and then open your mouth and sigh it out. As you inhale, slowly make your way back into your tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So bring your right hand to the sacrum, the very, very base of the spine, right at the top of the glutes here. As you exhale, you're going to lift up and twist. And as you inhale, you're going to face the floor. Use that full breath to lift you. So exhale, you lift and twist. Inhale, you lower down, slow with control. Last one, exhale to lift. Hold here. Maybe just keep your arm down, or maybe lift it and your palm is facing away from you as you reach through the fingertips. One more breath here. And exhale, lower on down. Ooh, nicely done. Take it back to a child's pose. Flip your palms up if that's available. Come back to the breath. And if the head isn't reaching the floor, make sure that you get something underneath it, like a block or a book, so that you can fully relax through the back of the neck. Nice. And then we're going to bring our hands forward, and we're going to try for downward facing dog. We'll see how it goes. So bring your hands about your own shoulder distance. We'll start in table. Tuck your toes. Hover your knees off of the mat, and then you're going to lift your hips up and back. Keep your knees bent here, feet about hip distance. And you may need to play a little bit with how wide you are. So it might feel good to walk your hands back a little bit, or walk your feet back, just kind of giving it a little play. And if you found a comfy position, just walk it out. So pedaling your legs one at a time. Yeah, so straightening the legs one at a time if that feels good. One leg straightens, one leg bends, that's it. Spread your fingers really wide. Notice if the palm is lifting, try and push the palm into the floor if you can. Relax the head and neck. Nice. Find a moment of stillness, bend your knees, lengthen your spine. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, you're gonna slowly walk your hands back to your feet. So you're just gonna walk your hands back, come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. So your belly is over the thighs. Relax the head. Now it may feel good just to keep your hands down, or maybe to grab opposite elbows. Maybe find movement, or maybe just stay still. Notice what feels best in your body, but fully relax the head and the shoulders. Nice. And then gently lower your hands down. On your next inhale, we're going to roll up to stand, chin tucked to your chest. Head is very, very heavy until we're meeting in Tadasana. Nice, yeah, we're going to get into those shoulders. So keep your arms straight, thumbs forward, and then we're going to take these nice little shoulder circles here. So we're going to lift the shoulders up, and then you're going to circle them back and down. In fact, I'm just going to take my little sweater off so you can see. So yeah, nice juicy little circles here. Slowing down the movement. Really feel those shoulder blades moving across the back. And then we'll just take it in the other direction. So then bring them forward and slow down the movement to the point where it feels a little difficult. It feels a little shaky. Nice, a really nice thing to do for the shoulders and neck. Woo. Nice, and then just give it a nice little shake. Little wiggle. Get the wiggles out. Nice, now make sure that you have a pillow nearby, because you may want it for under the knee. I'm going to use one for under my knee, because why not? Make it cushy. Let's come to the top of the mat. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, bend the knees to fold forward, nice and slow with control. Inhale, lift up halfway, keep your knees bent, hands to the front of the shins. Now notice what's going on through the back. You want to have a nice long spine in a neutral position. Gently draw your chin back so that the chin and head isn't falling forward. Yeah, that's it. So a little engagement to the front of the throat. And then come all the way down, hands to the floor. Step your right leg back and bring your knee down to your pillow. And we're going to come into a 90-90 lunge. So 90-90 because we're making 90-degree shapes with the legs. So left ankle under left knee under right hip. Bring your right hand to your right glutes and just give them a little feel. Make sure they're engaging. So feel those muscles start to engage. And you're going to tuck your tail. So there's a tendency to want to kind of fall forward here. Belly's unengaged, tail is sticking out. So we're going to reverse that, and that'll give you a nice tug through the front of the hip. Feeling good? Feeling that little tug? Yeah, great. Keep your right hand on your right hand on the right glutes, and then reach your left arm high and lengthen through the left side. This may cause a little bit more engagement, a little more stretch. Now it doesn't look like very much, but you should start to feel a good little tug. I never don't feel a stretch here. It's always really good. Reach your right arm up high. And then we're going to interlace your fingers, bring them behind your head. Elbows hug in, and this is my favorite new thing to do. Keep your glutes on. As you exhale, you're just going to round the upper back, chin to chest. And you're just going to round down a little bit, but keeping your glutes on and your tail tucked. As you inhale, you're going to lift up. And exhale, you're going to roll down. Should feel really good. Just do a few of these with your own breath. And remember, deeper isn't always better. So just stay around like that, 50% engagement range. Should feel really juicy, but we're not pushing, we're not forcing. And when you're ready, slowly lift up. Nice. Let me know if you liked that movement, if it was good. It's one of my favorites. And we're gonna reach the arms up high, and then bring your hands down. Get rid of your pillow, and we're gonna step back to high plank. So what I see in a lot of beginners in this position is the shoulders aren't engaging, so they're kind of creeping up here, unengaged, and the belly is collapsing down, the glutes are off. So to counteract that, we'll push into the hands, shoulder blades move apart, engage your glutes, which will right away help you engage through the front of the body as well. So you want to make a nice straight line from the base of the skull all the way to the tail. Yeah, gaze between your hands, push, 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 and then come down to the knees. Oh, nice. Bring your hands forward for puppy pose. So hands are reaching to the front of your mat. Now I quite like to come onto my fingertips here, but it's just up to you. You're keeping your bum roughly over your knees. As you inhale, you want to think about lengthening the spine. And as you exhale, you're gently going to start to melt your head down towards the floor. Now don't worry about pushing your head down. Just find movement that feels good. Maybe finding little pulses up and down with your breath. It can feel quite nice with the shoulders. And try and keep your arms straight. A lot of people want to bend the elbows here. Find a moment of stillness. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, we're going to slide all the way down onto the belly. Take your time to get there. Let's draw the hands back. So you're pulling the hands back about as wide as your mat, and your elbows are hugging in towards your rib cage here. Push the top of the feet down and turn on your glutes. Give them a poke if they're not turning on. Sometimes they're not as responsive as we would like. With your glutes on, exhale, start to lift your chest up into a little Cobra Pose. Notice where the back bend is coming from. If the head is lifting, the chin is lifting, if you're straining in the neck, try to tuck your chin a little more and find the movement through that upper and mid-back area. And then option to lift higher if that feels appropriate by lifting your elbows up, but keep your shoulders down. Again, we have that engagement through the shoulders to keep them from creeping up to the ears. Glutes, glutes, glutes. Ooh, and then lower all the way down. Nicely done, it looked really good. Let's slide all the way back, find a child's pose. And take a few deep breaths here, down into the belly. And remember, if child's pose isn't feeling restful for you today, if it's causing you to strain, any other position where you can rest, literally any other position where you can catch the breath. I'm really loving this setting sun light right now. I'm really living for it. So pretty. So good. Alright, when you're ready, we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. Remember to keep the knees a little bent here as we're starting our yoga journey. And over time, maybe they'll straighten, maybe not, but it doesn't really matter. We want to focus on lengthening the spine here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right leg forward and bring your pillow under your left knee. Not mandatory, but I just think it makes it a little cushier. 90-90 lunge. Bring your left hand to those left glutes and just give them a little poke to help the brain engage those muscles. So sometimes you just need a little sensation, and it's that tuck of the tail. Nice. So we're going to reach that right arm up high. Inhale. Find this beautiful big old tug all the way across the front body. Really reach through those fingers. So we don't have just dead arm, we have strong, active fingers, active arm. Reach that left arm up high now. Lengthen both sides of the torso evenly. Reach a little taller. And then bring your hands behind your head. And as you exhale, you're going to roll down. As you inhale, you're going to roll up. Just a few of these here on your own with your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and focus on the sensations of this movement. Remember, we never ever want pain. It's always an indication that we're just not in the right pose for us. But some sensation is good. And when you're ready, we'll meet in neutral Honestly, that's a great pose to do like every day. So good. Reach those arms high. And then bring your hands in front of you. Bring some weight into your hands. Tuck the back toes so you can step forward to your hands in a forward fold. Your feet can be together or hip distance. Inhale, we're going to lift halfway and lengthen the spine. So a little engagement through the low belly. Draw the chin back a little bit more. Tuck the chin just a bit. Yeah, just like that. Nice. And then lower on down. Inhale, lift to stand, palms touch, look up. And exhale, hands come down. Woo. Nice. Give it a little bit of movement, a little bit of shape. Just get the weird wiggles out. Amazing. All right, leave your pillow exactly where it was because we're going to step straight back into a lunge on the left side. Just going to check the time. Great. Okay. So feet hip distance. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Push into your heels. Hold here a moment. Push into your feet. Draw your low ribs in. So instead of here, we're here. And see if you can pull your thumbs back without the chest coming forward. Nice. Bend your knees, come all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. Now this time, imagine there's some resistance as you lift up. Something or someone's trying to push you down and you're resisting that. So you may feel the legs engage a little bit more now. Back body muscles engage a little bit more. And then lower down. Let's step that left leg back and bring your knee to the pillow. Inhale, rise up for 90-90. Turn on through those glutes right away. My left glutes never want to turn on. I'm constantly touching them, poking them. We're going to bring the right arm behind your back, left arm behind your head. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend to the right, look up to the left. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, bend slowly. Use the full breath. Notice if your glutes have turned off. Last one, inhale, rise up. Exhale to bend, hold here. Breathe into that left side. Gently push your head into your hand. Keep breathing, breathing, breathing. More breathing. And then lift all the way up. Reach your arms high. Bring your hands down. Step back into your high plank position just for a moment. Cultivate a bit of strength. Look at your hands. Spread your fingers. And then bring your knees to the floor. Puppy pose. Reach your hands to the front of the mat. Maybe on the fingertips, but do keep your arms straight. A little engagement through the low belly. And as you exhale, we're going to start to lower downwards. But remember, you don't have to force it down. And try to keep that low belly engaged enough so that you're not dropping the belly down to the floor. And this will help get into the shoulders a little bit more. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, slide all the way down to the belly. We're going to set up for Cobra Pose. Let's draw the hands back. So just to that point where your elbows would almost lift off the mat, but not quite. Hands down. And you're just tucking the elbows into the side body. Yeah, tug the elbows back even more. Even more. Yeah, that's it. Nice. As you exhale, lift up. Use your glutes to help stabilize your pelvis. Push the top of the feet down. Tug your hands back for this. So you're pulling your hands back, and this should help draw your chest forward and bring more sensation into the upper and mid back. And then gently lower down. Doesn't look like much, but should feel very strong. And then we'll slide back to your child's pose or whatever your resting position may be for the day. Take a few deep breaths into the belly and into those low ribs. I'm just loving this golden hour right now. It's really making my day. Finally some sun. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift into down dog as you exhale. Keep a little bend in those knees. Remember, downward dog is a push action. So you're pushing into the hands, your shoulders are lifting, and you're pushing your hips back towards your feet. So you should feel like more of the weight is in your feet and legs rather than in your arms and hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left leg forward. Right knee down to the floor or to something squishy. Inhale to lift up. Give those right glutes a little poke, make sure they're on. Left arm behind your back. Bring the right hand behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, bend to the left. Look up to the right. Just keep those glutes firing. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend slow. One more here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to bend. Stay here. You should be able to still feel your right glutes with that left hand, so make sure they're still firing. Keep breathing, breathing, breathing. Keep that tuck of the tail. And then inhale, lift all the way up. Ooh, give it a little shake if it needs it. Maybe roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck the back toes. And you're gonna lean forward to step the feet together. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Little tuck of the chin, drawing the head back so those muscles in the front of the throat are being switched on. And then gently lower. Inhale, lift all the way to stand. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, hands down. All right, we just got one more lunging sequence. Is that gonna be okay? Feeling good? Yeah, okay, good. All right, come to the top of the mat, feet hip distance. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, bend the knees, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Imagine that resistance and imagine you're tugging your heels back as we engage a little more. So that will help to engage the hamstrings as they are being stretched. Really nice thing to do for the body. And then gently lower down. Step the right leg back. Bring your knee to your pillow. Inhale, 90-90. Turn on through your glutes. This time, we're going to bring our hands behind the head or to the shoulders, whichever feels best for you. So behind the head or to the shoulders. And then we're going to open the elbows out. Draw the low ribs in. And we're going to do some twists, but trying to keep the legs still. The legs may want to kind of wiggle, waggle about. Try to keep them fixed. And as you exhale, let's twist to the left. Try to keep your chin over the center of the chest as well. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep drawing your arms back. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. Keep your glutes on. Notice if your arms are trying to lead. One more time, twist to the right. Inhale, come through center. And exhale, release. Nice. Bring your left arm behind and bring your right hand behind your head. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So we're trying to find this rotation through the mid and upper back. And then see how this feels. We're going to take it back now into a back bend. So we're both twisting and back bending. If you lose your balance, that's okay. Keep that engagement through the glutes. And it doesn't have to be a big movement, but the spine really likes dynamic movements like this. Yeah, take it back, take it back, take it back. Nice, and then slowly come up through center. Reach your arms high, inhale, nicely done. Exhale, hands come down. Step back, high plank. This is the last one, make it really strong. So you're actively pushing into the hands, pushing the floor away from you. Your glutes are on, those low ribs are drawn together, so you feel really strong here. Your straight line, yeah, that looks stunning. Gaze between the thumbs, gaze between the thumbs, and then bring the knees down. Whew. Ah, well done. Come into puppy pose, hands reach forward, bum over the knees, arms are straight. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to lower. And it may feel good here to bring maybe a block or a book under your head for a little support. Keep reaching through the fingers. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, slide all the way down to the belly. Coming on down. Nice. Then we're going to draw the arms back as far as they're going to go behind the shoulders. Hug them in towards the side body. And the hands are going to come out a little bit here. So you're going to kind of look like this. Yeah. Spread those fingers, and as you exhale, lift up. Your glutes are on. That low belly is lifting up if possible. An option here to maybe straighten your arms, but you don't have to. Tuck the chin a little, draw the head back, and pull your hands back towards your hips. So you're giving that tug of the hands back, which will help direct the back bend up into that mid and upper back. Keep breathing. Keep keeping those glutes on. Keep keeping the glutes. And then lower all the way. Oh. Take a little rest here. Now it may feel good to come down onto one ear and bring your hands wherever feels good, it doesn't matter. Bum to your heels and just give your feet a little windshield wiper action side to side. And breathe into the belly. Come to the left ear, keep windshield wipering. Nice, and when you're ready, legs down, hands down, slide back, child's pose. Rest here for a few breaths. Breathing into the belly. Relax the shoulders, the neck and the head are heavy. Take a deep inhale down into the belly. And open the mouth, let something go. Alright, we've just got one more lunge to do and then we'll be done. So when you're ready, let's come into our downward facing dog. Bend your knees, lift your hips. Notice your hands. Are they doing the same thing? Are they in the same place, roughly? Keep your arms straight. Notice if one elbow is trying to bend. Push into your thumb and index finger. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right leg forward and bring your left knee to a pillow. And we'll come into our last 90-90. Give those left glutes a little bit of encouragement to turn on. And we're going to bring the hands either behind the head or to the shoulders. Draw the elbows back, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Chin over the sternum. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist left. Keeping that knee over that ankle, that's it. Inhale, center, one more time, each side. Exhale to twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Oh, so good. Coming to center, we're going to bring that right hand behind, left hand behind the head. Right arm behind the back, left hand to the head. That's it. Inhale. Exhale. First, we're going to twist. So that's one movement for the spine. And then we're going to take it into a little back bend. So then we're just going to lean back a little bit. It doesn't have to be a big movement. But again, the spine really likes dynamic movements like this where we're both twisting and back bending. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Ooh, and then slowly come back through center. Nicely done. Reach those arms high. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. We're going to step forward, bringing the weight into the hands, bringing the knees together, legs as bent as you want them to be. And just take a few deep breaths here. Maybe give your head a little shake, no. And a little shake, yes. Bring your attention to your breath in this posture. Notice where the breath is. Take a deep inhale in and exhale, sigh it out. Nice. And then we're just softly going to step back into down dog. One leg at a time. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, bring your knees all the way to the floor. Come to a child's pose. Maybe a wide-legged pose this time. So you could try your knees as wide as your mat and your big toes touching. You can always have a pillow or prop underneath your head. It feel quite good. And just take a few deep breaths here. Allow the hips to sink heavy towards your heels. Allow the muscles around your shoulders and your neck to relax. Maybe move your head a little side to side here on the mat or your props. Just massaging the space between your eyebrows. Can feel really, really nice, really relaxing. Take a deep inhale and open the mouth, let it go. Inhale, slowly lift the head. And we're just going to bring the legs in front of us so we can sit on the bum. Get there however you need to. Nice. And then we're just going to roll down onto the back. Slow it down. Bring your knees in when you get there. Give yourself a little squeeze. Take easy little movements, side to side, maybe little circles. Should feel really good. Nice. And then we're going to bring the feet down. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Extend your arms out to the sides. Exhale. We're just going to lower the knees to the left side. So you're just going to lower them down together. Reach through the right knee just a little bit. And turn your gaze towards your right hand if that feels okay. Try to find a softness in the belly. And if it feels good, maybe close your eyes. Just allow the body to be passive here. Not trying to force anything. Inhale, slowly lift up through center. Plant both feet down. Give yourself a little squeeze, bring those knees in. Nice, bring your hands onto their corresponding knees. Low back stamp to the floor, just like we did in the beginning. But instead of assisting this movement this time, so like we're stirring, instead of that, think about resisting the movement. So we're going to take these circles, but you're going to push your hands into your knees to make the movement a little harder. So you're pushing into the legs to just make it a little bit more challenging for the hips. And this is also giving the body some really nice feedback about what's going on in the hips and also helping those muscles to fire. Take it around the other way. Now this shouldn't cause you to clench or to grip anything. It's not like the most powerful resistance, but just enough so you feel a bit of engagement, a little bit of a change in the quality of the movement. Ooh, give it one more little round. Nice. And then we're going to bring the feet down. Bring your arms wide, feet as wide as your mat. And gently knock your knees to the right side. Reach through that left knee. Turn your gaze to the left hand if that feels okay. And breathe down into the belly. Just allowing everything to start to soften and relax here. Bring your attention back to your breath. Inhale, slowly lift up. Nice, bring your knees in, give yourselves a little squeeze. And then bring your feet down. One last bridge pose, feet hip distance and parallel. Hands by your hips, inhale. Exhale, lift up. Use your glutes to lift the hips high. An option to bring your hands onto the front of the hips here. Push your hands into those hip bones as you lift the hips up. And then we're just going to do a few pulses up and down. So you're going to lower almost to the floor, but not quite. And exhale, you're going to lift up and push up. That's it. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Feel those muscles in the back of the body switch on. One more time. Lower down. Lift up and hold it here. Squeeze the glutes. Draw your heels back. As you pull your heels back, you'll feel the pelvis lift higher. And then lower all the way down. Oh, nicely done. We're going to bring the knees in. This time you're going to grab the shins and lift your nose up to your knees. Squeeze really, really tight. Even tighter, even tighter, even tighter. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. And then lower all the way down. Ooh, nicely done. Coming down to the back. Bring your legs long down the mat. Bring your hands by your hips and flip your palms up to the ceiling. You can always bring your pillow back under your head, of course, as well, for Shavasana, if that feels good. It's a nice, comfortable position where we can take a few moments to settle down after that movement. If it's available to you, close your eyes and mouth. Take a moment to check in with how the physical body is feeling after that practice. Take a moment to check in with your emotional body. Ask yourself, how are you feeling? Try and answer honestly. Notice what comes up. Allow the muscles of the face to soften even further. The body grows heavier with each exhale. Slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your belly. Notice the movement of your low ribs. On your next inhale, breathe down into the belly. Fill your lungs, feel your ribs expand, and hold that breath. Open your mouth, let it go. Gently roll the head side to side, massaging the base of the skull. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Inhale, reach your arms up, stretch your fingers and point your toes. Exhale, roll to your right hand side. Bring your knees to the belly, chin to chest. Inhale, lift to a seat. Try and keep your eyes closed and your face soft if possible. Inhale, bring the hands together. Fingertips touch. Exhale, bow the head. Press the thumbs between the eyebrows. Take one last moment of stillness here to observe your breath and body. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes, and thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did.